Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now the beginning of February of 2023. We are getting very close to the Mandalorian Season 3's official launch date on March 1st on Disney+. It's really going to kickstart this Filoni universe. That's basically going to be Disney handling Star Wars in a more respectful way. And given that Jon and Dave had full creative control over Mando Season 3, I think that you're going to see a night and day difference between this and the Book of Boba Fett without a doubt. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. Now, one thing about all of this related to Kathleen Kennedy is exactly what's been going on with the character of Cara Dune and actress Gina Carano. Now, we already know that Jon and Dave have extensive plans for Mando 4 to bring Gina Carano back into the entire sphere of Star Wars, right? And they're on a roll with that. It all dwindles down to Gina's decision at this point. The Disney CEO, Bob Iger, wants her back. The board members want her back because they know it's a good marketing move. You know, I don't think that obviously Disney wants her back, genuinely speaking, but they do want her back as a marketing move. They know it's going to bring back a lot of hardcore fans. They know it's going to create headlines and stuff like that. So, to Disney, it's not all that genuine, but to Jon and Dave, it absolutely is. They care about her as a person and as an actress. And that brings us to Kathleen Kennedy and what she had to say about the firing of Gina Carano and how she herself handled the entire scenario back in February of 2021. It's been 2 whole years, guys. Can you believe it? It's been 2 whole years since Gina Carano was fired back in February of 2021, and it's been quite a very interesting ride to see what has been happening between all the different creatives. Now, with that being said, with Bob Iger, the Disney CEO, making drastic changes behind the scenes at Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, on the other hand, lately has been more direct with the Star Wars fandom as of late. Recently, Kathleen Kennedy made an apology to the Star Wars fandom, and of course about her actions with Gina Carano and her firing, and went on to state the following to the fandom. Looking back at my decision of how I handled things with Miss Carano, though I do stand by my decision on why she needed to be laid off from this company and from being involved in the franchise, but what I do want to apologize for is how I handled the entire situation and how things may have gotten out of hand. I want to say to the community that I am sorry how things went for Miss Carano and how things did not work out for the best. I apologize if I created a problem in the community and the image problem for Disney and of course us here at Lucasfilm. So let me just stop here for 1 second. Now, obviously Kathleen Kennedy is giving a half and half apology. It's really not all 100% empathetic toward Gina Carano. Not at all. So basically what she's apologizing for, not necessarily for firing Gina Carano, but exactly how she fired Gina Carano. And basically, she's trying to save her image. Kathleen Kennedy knows she's in the hot seat right now, and basically that a lot of fans and even a lot of creatives are really against her as of late. Even the Disney board members are getting ready to kick her out over at Lucasfilm by this August. It's ramping up, and that just tells you a lot about how pretty much, rock bottom Kathleen Kennedy has gone. I mean, the way that she has handled the Kenobi series and Book of Boba Fett was just absolutely unnecessary. And though, yes, some fans out there may find those shows to be very entertaining through and through, start to finish, I, however, thought that the series of Boba Fett and Kenobi only had good moments here and there, not on a consistent level, though. That's how I viewed them. It's almost like how I viewed the sequel trilogy, where it has good moments, great moments, but not consistently. So, anyways, moving on to the next thing, alright? We also have everything related to Kathleen Kennedy really trying to own up to her, basically her own problems and her mistakes before in the past, but it's just not working because she's not giving the fans an honest apology. She's not apologizing over firing Gina Carano in general, but she's basically apologizing for how she handled it so terribly, where to the point where everything got leaked out online, on Twitter, before Gina Carano even got a proper email, a phone call, or even a call into the office at that. It was just a very terrible experience, not just for Gina, but also for the fans to see how terrible Lucasfilm at the time was handling things on such an unprofessional scale. Even Bob Chapek, the previous Disney CEO, came forward a couple of months ago admitting how horribly that went down. But anyways, moving on to the next thing, she went on to state, "It was never my intention to create so much division in the fan base that I have noticed in the past couple of years, ever since I made the call to lay her off. Though I am sorry for how I handled things, I fully agree with my decision in general that she needed to be let go from The Mandalorian and any other involvement at Lucasfilm at the time. To me, it was a necessary decision to make to save the image of the company and what we don't tolerate as a business. I will make every move I can to bring the fans together in order to prevent toxicity within this community and the entire atmosphere at Lucasfilm as well." So once again, Kathleen Kennedy coming in at full force, trying to give the fans an apology at the same exact time, not giving them a proper apology. And whether you agree with Gina Carano or not, or if you like her or hate her, it doesn't matter. The way that Gina Carano was fired, regardless, was absolutely unprofessional. I have never seen anything like this in the film industry in 20 plus years. I really haven't. When you look at stuff like that, of how she was literally informed that she was fired through Twitter hashtags, I just am speechless over that. I really am. Now, when you look at someone like Kathleen Kennedy, this is somebody that honestly does not really care. This is all a statement of hers to kind of save her own image, to basically make her more likable in preparation for getting Skeleton Crew out, as well as the Acolyte TV show in 2024. I mean, it's just a very complex situation of what's happening right now. And given that Skeleton Crew and the Acolyte has been a very tough production on Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland and John Watts and all of them, there's no doubt about it that they're really trying to save their image and really change how fans view them as creators, and especially Kathleen Kennedy as a producer and president. So, overall, John and Dave, I think that they have their heads on straight. They know what the fans want. They are really gearing up toward making one of the greatest moves at Star Wars Celebration by making a lot of heavy announcements for the fans. So looking forward to that as well. I think a lot of great things are going to come out of that. But overall, guys, you know, like I say, there's a lot of change coming our way and a lot of different scenarios to really be explored by John and Dave that's really going to change how we view the Star Wars franchise in a more positive sense. So anyways, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Inform me below what you think about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.